poppin', beautiful people? Welcome to the Mrs. Best Review channel. I am Mrs. Best, and we are here to go over our weekly recap of 90 Day The Single Life. Listen, y'all, I'm not gonna lie to you. I'm a day late and $1 short. I normally get this recap out to you on Tuesdays, the day after it airs. I am a full-time student in graduate school. I also work full-time. My schedule's been a little hectic as of recently. So my apologies to you guys for the late review. Nonetheless, I am happy to be here. I do hope that everybody considers tapping in with the creators that are linked in the description of this video. We always like to support other creators because that's a big part of how my channel grows. So please consider tapping in with some very, very talented creators. Also, I hope that y'all consider liking the video, subscribing to the channel if you haven't already. A big welcome and a big thug life to all of the new subscribers. I do appreciate you. Thank you. And we also welcome you to the channel. Now, let's get into this episode of The Single Life. Again, this season is like, sometimes I'm interested and I'm up high, and then other times I'm not so interested and I feel a little bit down low. But we're going to start with Kim. I don't have an issue with Kim. I know some people feel a way about her adopting her kids. I feel like whatever is her choice, and they had a good life. But Kim is focusing on dating. She seems to be more intentional with how she dates. She decided to go to England to meet this man that she's been talking to on the internet. She brought Jamal with her, which I don't feel like anybody should travel that far alone. So personally, I was glad to see that Jamal went with his mom. But she meets up with the guy. Things were okay in person. They seemed to really like each other. He took her on a beautiful date on a train that looked like it was like tea time or lunch on a train. Beautiful. Loved seeing it. England is beautiful. I definitely would want to do that when I go. But I thought that was a good little like first date. Definitely enjoyed it. But he was really nice to her. Nothing too much happened in this episode with him, but I feel like more is gonna happen. And then I was watching the Pillow Talk and I can't remember who said it, but they were looking at the DMs for this man that Kim is talking to, and they have found that like, or not his DMs, but his social media, and I guess a lot of women like comment. So I don't know. I'm wishing Kim the best. I don't know why it's so hard for her to find somebody in California, especially where she lives. There's a lot of single people her age, but you know, maybe Kim just needs to keep dating. But that's all we really got for Kim. Let me know if y'all have anything interesting that I might have missed that you feel is interesting enough about Kim to bring up. Please let a thug know. But we're going to get into Courtney and nasty Colt. Cannot stand Colt. Cannot stand Colt at all, you guys. He really makes my skin crawl. So for some reason, Courtney has made the decision to pick up Colt from the airport. I'm okay with that. I'm okay with you picking him up from the airport, but I do not believe that Colt couldn't have gotten the surgery in another state or Canada. You know, he could have done it anywhere. I feel like he used this as a ploy to see Courtney. And in my opinion, she fell for it. Maybe seeing him is what she needs to like really let go. Or decided she wants to jump back in it. But for some reason, she had flowers that some guy brought her that she was going to give to Colt. And she also made a weird sign, but she had to go and get him because he's half crippled right now. And it was weird to me because when she picked him up and they started talking in the car, I was like, oh my gosh, like you really just picked up a man from the airport who just came back on a flight from cheating on you with Diana. And then you were willing to pick him up from that. Like if he was coming back from his mama's house in Canada, fine, pick him up. But the fact that he was coming back from Diana, it's like, Courtney, come on. Nobody's this kind. F that man, especially how he treated her. That's just my opinion. But we learned from Colt that Diana is upset. I am not surprised that Diana's upset because he played both of them, but Diana allowed him to come. And I guess him and Diana had no issues in the bedroom, but had lots of issues because she doesn't trust him as it relates to Courtney. She's concerned that he's going right back to her, which she should be. And, you know, Colt asks Courtney if she's been dating, and she tells him that she has. and how much of a hassle it's been to date online and how it feels like a task. And then Colt reveals that he did sleep with Diana. And this is where, like, as New York's mom said, it's not clicking. It's now clicking for Courtney, because she figured out hearing that he had sex with Diana, like, okay, so she was the problem, because she and Colt couldn't seem to get past like foreplay and oral and things like that. So they never actually did the like do. So to hear that he was able to do the do with somebody else that's not her, oh, I know Courtney was done with him after that, because you're not gonna make a fool out of me when you nasty and sloppy and can't walk. You got one good leg, if that, Colt. It's crazy how Colt behaves, knowing that he's in a situation right now where he genuinely could use some help and needs people. Like, to treat people like that is crazy. But we later see Courtney and Colt go to dinner. She lets us know that he begged her to go to dinner, and who says no to free steak? Okay, Courtney, because I love me some free steak as well. But he basically asked to be back with Courtney, and he basically said that the sex with Diana had like nothing. He says they didn't have a connection outside of sex. And Courtney explained to us that she will never get back with him. And I was happy to see that, but I'm disappointed because I feel like he broke her, because in the preview for the next episode, she kissing on Paw Paw. And I don't understand why she's doing that, but then I do understand, because what she's gone through, it just doesn't make sense. And Courtney does seem like a nice girl. She's a pretty girl. It's unfortunate. I know a lot of my single friends say dating out here is hard. It is not for the weak. So if she has to go date up to find someone to treat her right, I'd rather her date up and be treated right than date people like Colt, who she'll essentially have to take care of and potentially be lied to. Like, we're not doing that. So I'm glad. I hope Courtney sticks to being done with Colt. I really do. Please don't go back to that nasty sloth. Please. Y'all, if you haven't already, I hope that you consider liking the video, subscribing to the channel. I apologize again for being late on this review, but if you are still here, I do thank you, and I do appreciate you. Oh, my StreamYard camera's acting up too. I'm going to figure it out though, y'all. Sophie, our plastic little thought in the box. Now, Sophie is going on a date with this attractive man that she saw on the internet in the Dominican Republic. Sophie has preached to us episode after episode after episode that she is single. Sophie says she could do what she wants. She wants to date. She wants to enjoy her 20s now that she's not with old boy anymore. And I get that. But she goes on a date with this man, and it just looks like, okay, they're attracted to each other. He was very handsome. He's primarily a Spanish speaker, but there was no connection outside of the attraction they had for each other. So she lets him know. She doesn't let the guy know, but the date ends. He walks her to the car, and she lets us know that she misses Pedro. I said, Sophie, why are you like this? This is why women like Sophie make it hard for the good women to find men to treat them right, because they damage them. Men can't handle women that act like Sophie too well. Like, why are you doing this? And I don't like how Pedro was in his marriage with Chantel. Don't care for his family at all. But I actually don't dislike Pedro. He seems cool. He seems sweet. And I do think he's the type of guy that wants like one relationship at a time. He does seem like that. So I'm not going to come down on Pedro too hard. I feel like she kind of did play with him. She made it seem like there was more to what she and Pedro were, played in his face. And she's hoping she has not pushed Pedro away. And I'm just kind of looking at Sophie like, girl, if Pedro's smart, you might have pushed him away. And I hope that she did, because I feel like Sophie just wants to play a game with men. Like, if you want to be single, be single. But stop getting into situations and making men think they're going to get more with you than they can actually get. You know what I mean? Like, I feel like Sophie just is a tease. She's a tease with stiff titties and plastic lips, and I hope she figures it out. Y'all, we are going to move into Gino. I was proud of Gino this episode, but I'm also side-eyeing Gino and Natalie for their storyline because it feels inauthentic. We see Gino talk about basketball is a great reliever and it de-stresses him. He missed so many shots before he could get one, but he later goes in the house, makes a FaceTime call with Natalie. The last time we saw Gino, he was with Natalie, and he had learned that Natalie's twin brother, as well as her daughter Bella, just do not like Gino. They think he's a creep. They really did speak highly negatively of him. All they had to say was, I don't like that he had you in some mess with his ex-wife. He needs to be divorced. But to call him a creep and a low life and all of these disrespectful things, I think that that did get to Gino. He asked her, like, how is this going to work if your daughter doesn't like you? And, you know, Natalie admits that she may have introduced Bella too soon, but says that she believes if Gino makes a genuine effort for long enough, that Bella will come around to him. The problem with that is, will he want to deal with that? I'm not going to be emotionally abused just out of love. You better check your daughter. She's grown. If this was a child, I would feel differently and say, you know, Gino, hang in there. But the fact that Bella is grown, no, stay in your lane. There needs to be a boundary between family and relationships, especially when you're the daughter. Like, girl, you're doing too much. But she does have a reason to not like Gino, but your mom's a big girl. It's just how it is. It's just how it is. My mama can't date for crap either, y'all. She sure can't. Terrible at dating. But I just accept it. See, like, it is what it is. So I want Bella to relax and come up off her mom. But Gino is sick of they shit. And Gino said that he just wants to be friends. He basically breaks up with Natalie. He tells her he feels like they could have a great friendship, but he doesn't want anything romantic, especially because of the issues with her family. And honestly, I think Gino made the right decision because he just came out of a very dramatic situation with Jasmine. And so I feel like if you want success, Gino, you need to complete and finish that situation with Jasmine. Finalize the divorce before you go trying to make a new wife or spouse or any of that. Like, I feel like he's doing stuff backwards. He does seem like a good guy, even though he's a little odd, but you know, I think with Natalie, he made the right call. And Natalie acted like she understood it on the phone, but then said to the confessional that she deserves better than Gino. I'm like, now you deserve better than him, but you wanted him. You just mad because this man dumped you. And I feel like a part of her dated him because she felt like he would not cheat on her and he would not dump her. But honestly, this whole time, Natalie kind of played a game, took hella long, and you finally get together and your daughter acted a plumb fool. If you know how your daughter is, then why would you even introduce them so soon? So that's why I'm still kind of like, I don't know if this storyline was authentic or not, but I'm not mad at this breakup because they were an odd pairing to begin with. Just extremely odd. The last people that we are going to talk about on this review is Vanya and Tony. Oh, they are both on my nerves because Vanya and Tony are both equally emotionally immature as it relates to being in a relationship. And I'm not saying as a whole, but like with relationships, they just both seem like they shouldn't be in one. Things have been okay. Vanya's in Ibiza with her cousin Sanella, having the time of her life in Europe. I'm here for it. Good for her. And she lets us know that things were okay the first couple of days, but then I guess the previous night, and that we're watching this at time of filming, she says that Tony contacted her when she was on her way to listen to a DJ play. And they ended up going back and forth and arguing all night. Vanya's concern is that this is going to continue to be an issue while on the trip. And I'm like, okay, you've had one argument. It's the first time. Like, you're going to argue. But it seems like arguments in general trigger them, and the stuff they're arguing about is crazy. But we see them talk the next day on FaceTime, and Vanya points out that every time that she is apart from Tony, he blows up or gets jealous. Tony is asked by Vanya if he trusts her. Tony could not answer the question. I don't think he trusts Vanya. But honestly, maybe it's like Rick the Ick from 90 Day Fiance before the 90 days. Maybe Tony doesn't trust Vanya because he's shady himself. They say the people who cheat be thinking everybody else gonna do it to them. Maybe it's that because he kept a secret girlfriend from her and was kind of courting her while calling it a friendship. But he was probably just calling it a friendship so that he didn't upset the secret girlfriend. Like, Tony gives shady vibes. But I feel like Vanya, again, she kind of rushed and low-key forced him into asking to be exclusive. So I'm kind of like, Vanya, you could have dodged a bullet and just let it ride. But I don't feel like they're compatible. Separate from everything, even if they were emotionally mature, I don't think that they're compatible at all. But we'll see what happens with Vanya and Tony. They keep having the same arguments and the same things. I'm like, I can only say so much about it, y'all. I can only say so much. But I do appreciate anybody who made it to the end of this video. I hope that everybody is having a good week thus far. I appreciate all of you guys. I'm going to get some more content out. I'll also be covering a documentary that is on Hulu, I believe, called The Cult of Nature Boy. So be on the lookout for that. Other than that, I appreciate everybody for watching. I hope y'all have a great day. I will see you next time. Adios.